The top tier of diesel mechanics quietly clears six figures without a four-year degree. Here's how they get there. At the same time, most techs still earn steady blue-collar pay with overtime and union benefits on the table. Artificial intelligence, or AI for short, is now reading fault codes and predicting breakdowns. But does that help you or replace you on the shop floor? In this video, we break down real diesel mechanic pay by level and state. Then we tackle the AI threat with a clear, data-backed verdict. Diesel mechanics maintain and repair the heavy stuff that moves America: semis, buses, farm equipment, and construction rigs. They diagnose powertrain, emissions, fuel, and electrical issues, then tear down and rebuild components to get machines back on the road. Work can be in a dealer bay, a fleet shop, a rail or marine facility, or out in the field in a service truck. It is physically demanding, problem-solving, heavy, and critical to supply chains that run day and night. The typical diesel mechanic earns about $60,640 a year, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, or BLS. That is roughly about $29 an hour at the national middle. Most workers earn between about $42,000 and $86,000 per year. Top-tier earners, the top 10%, clear over $85,980 before overtime. Employment sits near $290,000 nationally, so there is real scale and constant replacement hiring. Pay jumps by location. Alaska sits around $76,000, Hawaii near $72,000, Washington about $71,000, with Nevada close to $69,000. Oil and gas states like Wyoming and North Dakota commonly show high 60s to about $70,000 as a middle, then overtime pushes it higher. On the lower end, Mississippi, Arkansas, West Virginia, Alabama, and South Dakota cluster in the high 40,000s to low 50,000s for the middle. Entry-level pay for a new vocational grad usually runs from about $17 to $23 an hour, depending on shop and city. Dealer pipelines pay more. Caterpillar ThinkBIG grads report about $31.78 an hour, roughly $66,000 a year to start. Unions can add a big premium. Teamsters mechanics at places like United Parcel Service, or UPS, and the International Association of Machinists, or IAM, on the rails often see 15 to 25% higher wages plus pension and health. Overtime and per diem drive the real six-figure stories. Field mechanics in oil and gas add daily travel pay and time and a half on long hitches. Specialties pay up. Locomotive mechanics often make $35 to $45 an hour base. Heavy equipment field techs hit into the 50s per hour with a truck, and marine diesel techs post $80,000 to $130,000 on rotating schedules. Oil patch field mechanics, sometimes called frac mechanics, regularly clear about $130,000 to $160,000 with overtime and per diem. On a W-2 ceiling, master ASE diesel techs often land between $80,000 and $110,000. Shop leads and foremen can hit $90,000 to $120,000. Fleet maintenance managers, the desk plus wrench hybrid, often earn $95,000 to roughly $140,000 depending on fleet size. If you own the business, a mobile truck or small shop can scale from around $90,000 to well over $200,000 with contracts and staff. If you like hands-on work and strong pay, electricians and HVAC techs post similar money in many markets with different day-to-day tasks. Most diesel techs start at a trade school or community college program that runs from about 6 months to 24 months. National average tuition for a full diesel technology program is around $23,660. Community college certificates can be $5,000 to $12,000. Dealers and big fleets often prefer an associate degree, which is 2 years, especially if it comes with a sponsored internship. Certs matter. The National Institute for Automotive Service Excellence, or ASE, has T-Series tests, T1 through T8, for medium and heavy truck. Master medium and heavy truck technician status requires passing T2 through T7. Tests cost about $47 each plus a $34 registration per session. If you touch air conditioning systems, you need Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, Section 609 certification, which is a quick and cheap online test. Paid pipelines help you earn while you learn. Caterpillar ThinkBIG alternates 8 weeks in class with 8 weeks in a dealer bay and leads to an associate degree and a job offer. John Deere Tech and dealer programs from Cummins, Detroit Diesel, Volvo, Mack, Kenworth, and Freightliner also fund training tracks tied to real jobs. Time from zero to employable is usually 12 to 24 months. Add 3 to 5 years in the Bay to hit true master tech confidence. Debt math matters. Even at the high end, you are often under $25,000 out of pocket versus around $37,000 in average student debt for a bachelor's degree. First, what smart tools can do. Engine Control Module, or ECM, data flows from telematics into machine learning that suggests likely faults and repair steps. Predictive maintenance flags failing components before breakdowns. Think of platforms like Geotab, Samsara, and motive feeding alerts that cut roadside calls. Augmented reality repair guides. AI-assisted parts ordering and smarter scan tools from Snap-on and Bosch are speeding up diagnostics. Now the hard limit. A model cannot pull a transmission, free a seized exhaust bolt, or replace a head gasket in a 100-degree bay. It cannot crawl under a rig at 2 in the morning in a snowstorm or diagnose a once-in-a-decade quirk that lives outside any database. Goldman Sachs calls installation, maintenance, and repair the second least exposed industry to generative tech, with roughly 4% of tasks potentially affected. The BLS projects around 2% job growth and about 26,500 openings per year, mostly from retirements and exits. TechForce says the pipeline only meets about 42% of demand across transportation techs. Diesel alone needs 33,000 plus new techs by 2028. What about electric vehicles? In heavy trucks, diesel dominates. Class 8 sales run around 208,000 to 250,000 a year. Tesla semi-deliveries are roughly 200 total through 2025, with hopes to ramp later. Even at 10,000 a year by decade end, that is under 5% of new sales. Verdict time. Diesel mechanics face low AI displacement risk over the next 10-plus years. The smart tools read the codes, the human turns the wrench. Specialize up market. Oil and gas, field rigs, locomotive shops, marine diesel, and mining or heavy equipment roles routinely pay 100,000 plus with overtime. Geography matters. The Bakken in North Dakota, the Permian in Texas, Alaska's North Slope, and major ports like Long Beach and Houston pay premiums. Stack credentials. Earn ASE Master plus an original equipment manufacturer, or OEM, stack like Cummins and Detroit Diesel, and one truck brand. That is your foreman track. Own the business. Start as a mobile repair truck, then grow to a small shop and grab fleet contracts for the highest ceiling. Add high-voltage safety and hybrid or electric vehicle training over time. Diesel plus EV skills will be a superpower as the market evolves. Avoid dead ends. Do not get stuck as a dealership generalist in an oversupplied metro or in pure light-duty automotive without a diesel specialty. If you like solving mechanical puzzles and do not mind grease and heat, this trade pays and it is hiring. The average paycheck is around $61,000, and with overtime, union shops, or specialties, 6 figures is not rare. AI will be your co-pilot, not your replacement for the next decade and beyond. Want to keep building a future-proof career? Click the video on the screen to keep going.